WWE Elimination Chamber plans have been revealed, an AEW name has been fired, and a major WWE star has signed a new long-term contract. Stay tuned for all the deets. So we are now officially on the road to WrestleMania, but the next big stop on said road, the big petrol station, the Weatherby services on the way to Las Vegas, is Elimination Chamber. Now, there's been a lot of speculation as to what exactly is going to go on this year at Elimination Chamber, but according to a report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the long-term plan has been for Cody Rhodes versus John Cena at WrestleMania this year, with the report noting the idea of Cena winning the Elimination Chamber has been the plan since about October or November, with the story behind it, obviously, that he's going for his big 17th world title.
Yeah, this obviously, when we saw, I thought that Cena was going to win the Rumble. I think many people.
I was properly hanging on. I was just, come on.
Yeah.
Just come on. And then I was gutted, but also really happy.
Yeah, for sure. But I think a lot of people, when we saw that Cena was coming back, it was like, okay, right, third Rumble win of obviously going on at WrestleMania to challenge for the title. When he loses there, your mind immediately goes, right, well, he's winning the chamber. And it looks like that is going to be roughly where they go with things. I'm intrigued by this October or November plan. That seems to line up with exactly when The Rock returned at Bad Blood and reportedly said, I'm not wrestling at WrestleMania this year, despite appearing on Bad Blood and teasing a big match. So it looks like as soon as that plan was confirmed as not happening, they've gone, right, Cena, you're in.
I think Cena, in the chamber, having these big standout moments, if this is absolutely the final farewell for John Cena and it is wrestling, never say never. Say never, say never. I'd imagine, though, he is firmly set, but I think it's amazing that we're going to see him in all these kind of big, high spectacle matches. I think that he's going to be able to have a safe position within the chamber while also having a lot of fun with it. So
that's the main thing. It's seeing Cena back in the chamber. You do. If he missed out on chamber this year, we'd all be going.
Imagine all the callbacks we can get to his prior. I think that while my inner child is screaming at me and shaking his head and sitting in the corner in a huff, going, "You support Cena now." I'm all in. I want Cena. I do kind of want him to win, even though it would be pointless.
100%
the title. I want him to win the title and just have that last moment. Title. Just give him that record, and then what? He can't just go, I'm going to give it up now.
I think he's going to win it at the end of the year. Retire with the belt right at the end of the year. But Elimination Chamber. We already know that Drew's confirmed. We know that Punk's confirmed. So two big names there already in there with him. Cena, Punk, last two in there. For me, that's you can't juicy. Pass that up, very, right? Very you can't pass that up.
Well, moving over to the other side of the fence now at AEW, Fightful have reported that AEW's Bear Boulder has been fired from the company following an arrest for battery by strangulation, with the victim being identified as his fiancée. He was arrested on January 13th and was given a no-contact order on January 27th, and he last wrestled for the company on January 16th, which was taped on January 11th. If we have any more reports around this news, we will keep you up to date. But elsewhere in AEW, it's been reported by the Observer as well that Elijah, the former Elias in WWE, has signed to AEW / Ring of Honor. He's recently seen in a video package posted by the Righteous, Dutch and Vincent. He teamed with them as well on the Jericho Cruise. So it's all kind of bubbling away.
It's sort of falling into place for Elias or Elijah there. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I didn't expect to see AEW or Ring of Honor pick up Elijah because he's been a free agent for quite a while now. He's not a recent free agent, and he's been on the scene for a while. I didn't expect them to bring him in. However, the package, the video that they posted with the Righteous, he's a perfect fit for that group.
Look, I think that he's somebody who I feel will give his all to it, no matter what kind of position he's put in with it. But I think a chance for him to completely renew himself, or at least reinvigorate, if he's going to stay around the core kind of character, as Elijah is sort of an extension of Elias, if we are going to keep with that route. Again, as WWE have shown with Penta, it's all in the presentation, right?
It is, right?
You know that Elias is capable of really getting the crowd on side. Know, I remember. Do you remember? Was it 34, Mania 34, when he did a gig on Bourbon Street? He did an open mic.
He did just randomly appear on Bourbon Street for people.
I think it's all in that kind of presentation, and I think so long as you make him feel special in whatever you've got him doing, he has a lot of ability to be more than just a wrestler, right?
That's true, yeah.
It's something where I'm excited. I'm kind of hoping that they're not just going to retread the same stuff. And to be honest, he'd bring a lot to Ring of Honor.
That's the thing. It looks like he's mostly going to be on Ring of Honor, and it looks like that's where his signing is going to try and boost that roster. I'll be intrigued to see if he appears on AEW. I think, based on how the reports are lining up and who he's teamed with, it'll probably just be Ring of Honor.
It's that type of thing where he might pop up from time to time in random matchups.
Maybe.
But I think, again, we don't know. He might be on Dynamite next week. So it's one of those things. But moving over back to WWE, we've got an update on Sami Zayn, don't we?
We do indeed.
The attack on Raw.
SmackDown commentator Joe Tessitore revealed on last night's SmackDown that Sami Zayn is injured and will be out indefinitely following the attack at the end of Raw at the hands of Kevin Owens. He revealed that Zayn was dealing with spinal compression and extreme nerve damage. Of course, this was after the package pile driver.
Yeah.
We saw the similar reports after Kevin Owens attacked Randy Orton, hit him with a regular pile driver. I think it was spinal compression was the term they used back then as well for that one. I'm intrigued to see how long Sami Zayn is out for, because
it sort of feeds into how powerfully dangerous Owens is the longer he's out.
Yeah, right.
And I like my Kevin Owens best when he is completely untapped.
Untapped, unhinged, and just does whatever the hell he wants.
He's going to do whatever he wants.
He is the modern day Stone Cold.
That's when he's at his strongest, right? That's it. He's like, it's just let him run wild. Let him run wild, and you're going to get some amazing pay-per-view matches out of it.
So many amazing matches out of it, and I feel like this is to write Zayn off for long enough so that when we get back to WrestleMania time, hey, it's Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
I've come back for you, Kevy.
We're all going to love it.
Yeah. Well, Kevin Owens himself explained the attack on Sami Zayn, speaking in his car during last night's SmackDown, saying, "You're a horrible friend to Sami Zayn. You're a horrible human being. I'll never forgive you. Never. But I am going to make you pay. You're going to pay." So he's just back against the wall, lashing out at everybody, isn't he?
Poor Sami Zayn, right? Yeah. He comes down to the aid of Kevin Owens just to check that he's okay, that his friend is okay at the Royal Rumble. He didn't get involved. He didn't choose a side. He just made sure Owens was all right. And now Kevin has just destroyed him and called him a horrible human being.
But they'll be fine
I love
again.
it.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll
again
be fine in
Christmas,
a week.
They'll be all right.
Yeah.
You know what they're like. They're just always at each other's throats. But in terms of another injury angle that's going on right now, Wrestling Observer have reported that WWE has decided to run the injury angle with Roman Reigns following the Seth Rollins double stomp at the Rumble, because they don't apparently want him losing at Elimination Chamber. They reportedly had no plans for Reigns to win the Chamber match, and they don't want him appearing so he can get pinned or anything. So instead, they pulled him from TV altogether. But again, it just feeds into, hey, that double stomp is brutal.
It's
and
a
then
brutal.
the next time you see it, you're like, no.
Yeah, right. It looked very sore.
It was gnarly.
It was.
And it made me go from kind of sitting like this in my living room to kind of go, ooh.
Yeah, it was something we don't see very often. It's something that looked as savage as that. I remember when the curb stomp was initially banned, how dangerous the stomp looked at the Rumble was how it was portrayed
when he was hitting that stomp on the case on the weekly. That was just the greatest. Just the noise of it, just a visual of it. Man.
So good. But I am really not surprised WWE doesn't want Roman Reigns at the Chamber pay-per-view or even around TV of it to be like, because they'd have to explain why he's not in there.
Well, that's it. They'd have to just sort of shoehorn him into another match, and then you can't exactly go, I'll just go 15 minutes. Like, it's his story needs a lot more room to breathe, as we've seen. So I think having it's an interesting way of doing, not like a part-time schedule, but like a reduced schedule. Is sort of just cycling him through the shows. But again, it just makes him feel kind of like that Andre style draw, where it's like, you're not going to see him every time. So when he is on a card,
you've got to be there.
Show, you got to be there.
You got to be there.
See him live. But in terms of wrapping up this video with some contract news, this one comes from Fightful Select, and he's going to be around for a while, Sammy. So it's not looking good for you right now, pal. Kevin Owens' contract was apparently set to expire at the end of 2024 / the start of 2025, but he's once again signed a new deal with a post on Owens' social media, basically saying that he was going to be around for like 4 years, 11 months. And like,
he requested people buy his daughter's Girl Scout cookies, and he was like, and if you do it, I will still wrestle for the next 4 years, 11 months, and 22 days. And then everyone went, Does that mean he signed a new contract? Because that would be 5 years. That would be 5 years.
They go, hasn't he already signed a contract? And then we're going back and it was like, no, it was just speculation that his contract ended. But either way, this is a massive get for WWE. Kevin Owens is somebody who, I think a lot of people, when AEW launched, went, you know what, I can see him going over there, like reigniting the Kevin Steen stuff and just running wild. But he's become such an integral part of WWE, and he's really kind of, for me, he embodies sort of the life and soul of it a bit. And to lose him it wouldn't feel the same. Yeah,
he feels, as I said earlier, he feels like the modern day Stone Cold in the sense that he, despite him not looking or wrestling like the typical WWE star, he feels like, as you said, the soul and the essence of what WWE is today.
He's like the most distilled form.
And he's the most relatable wrestler on TV right now. Of course, though, Fightful saying that this contract has been signed.
He's always package pile driving everybody.
I am. Every day in the office. It's actually quite
half
a problem.
A triple jumper out sick next week.
They can't work.
It's just because they said they like Banjo-Kazooie and he doesn't.
And our tables don't break. So, it's quite
Japanese tables.
The report from Fightful said the deal that Owens signed did start on the day of the Royal Rumble. So that was him locked in for another 5 years. I hope in the next 5 years he gets a world title run.
Massive get, and he's got to, surely.
Has to.
Right, well, that's it for your second dose of lovely bumper weekend wrestling news. If there's any more, we might be back later on in the day. But if not, you have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you all Monday. There's plenty of stuff coming out over the weekend as well, so don't leave your house. Just leave YouTube on your telly, get the Cultaholic, keep refreshing. Just keep refreshing. Bye-bye.